everything I love, I'm gonna have to give up. 'Cause everything I love is killing me. Anyways, guys, what's going on? I was just rehearsing a little of that potential cover in the future. As I record this, it's after dark as I record this particular video. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do these GEET videos. And this is raw, unedited footage of a guy using just a camcorder, video camera, whatever the fuck, and going down the sight glass of one of these reactors. He made a vertical one with the sight glass on the output of the middle pipe that's got the what's called the reactor rod in it, and you're gonna see a blue ring, a bit of a blue ring around the reactor rod in that metal pipe, if that real tight clearance. And what you're gonna also see is it's not due to trickery caused by the sunlight. Let's get to that, shall we? Alright, now we're here. I don't know if you see that blue ring or not. This is from Serve All 1, I believe, this YouTube channel. So OpenGL thing. Let me just kill that windowed projector for previewing of this. And get back to it. Anyway, I'm going to cut to this particular clip again. I want you to really I'm going to have a playback. I'm going to slow it. So I can be sure to slower speed. Here I go. I'm going to turn it down on the monitor on the desktop monitor. I'm sorry, on the speakers. Here I go.
I didn't even clean them yet.
Here it comes. Okay, that's the edge of it right here. Oh, see, let me back up real quick.
On top is my sight glass, but I don't think you can see anything. I didn't even clean them yet.
This is very crucial. This is fraction of a second. Try to get it down. This is one spot of it. There! That blue ring right there. See it? See that? See that? I got two hypotheses, and that's not trickery from the light reflecting off of the sight glass lens, okay? It's not. That's around the reactor rod inside that intake pipe. Look at that bright visual there. Oh, my bad. Let me move this over. Let me wind her back up just a teeny bit. Oops, there we go. Look at that. Look at this. See that, folks? See that shit? That shit. Hopefully that'll be more out of the way. Okay. Now, again, look at this shit. Look at this shit again. Oh. There! That! There it is! Real bright that time from inside there. I got two hypotheses of what the fuck it could be. it damn well could be this plasma ring. It damn well could be this plasma ring that that engineers managed to create in midair. And it's darker. It's a darker color, but it could damn well be something like that, but much brighter and much more intense. It could be. Let's continue on. Look at that shit.
I don't know if that comes out. I can see like a little blue ring, something going on in there, but I don't know if you can see it from the camera.
There it is again. See that? That could be a damn plasma ring around the reaction rod, because they have figured out how to create, and many years later, a ring of plasma in midair. This is the kind of effect I want to recreate. Eventually, it builds up to it for tinkerers that want to do this. See that shit?
Those are my flight glasses. This one just runs like a champ. Anyway, that's it. They're both running great. I still have my first one.
Now that vertical reactor that you got that's had the sight glass on it, now what he did, instead of like an elbow or whatever that would come off and then feed into a copper tube, what they would do is he would have a half by half by half pipe T coming screwed on that middle pipe, and then you'd have a nipple fitting that's got a piece that has a sight glass inside it, bolted, screwed into it, sealed off, and then it would have red RTV sealed onto the end of that T, so you can look down inside there. Now, we'll get back to the rest of the video in just a moment. 3, 2, 1. All right. So, I'm going to link the plasma ring thing in the description below, because it looks like it matches up with that, except the color of the plasma ring open in midair. And this was published in 2017. That video was by a guy named Serve-All, a YouTube channel. I think it's called Serve-All1. Let me see if I got that correct. Yep, I was right. 13 years ago. That video was in 2009. Okay? 2009. This came out 8 years later. This engineers create stable plasma ring in open air. So, and some other claims about the GEET that are even more controversial than the atomic acceleration and plasma pinching assisted plasma reforming reaction. That's the most controversial of the claims I would like to see attempted to be recreated. I want to see this personally because the plasma reformer already has plenty of implications. If we can if we can reproduce the plasma effect by itself, none of the other stuff, just the plasma. And if we can recreate this stuff, I would like to see at a bare minimum that a bright ring like that one around the reactor rod inside that reformer. It works as a reformer and an endothermic heat exchange, cracking E85 at the shittiest of half-assings, and that's been confirmed. And there's been deviations of said half-assings by multiple people, And they sell it, and it does work to give better mileage and drastically drop pollution. And you can buy the e-copra and all that stuff. I've said this before. I can't emphasize it enough. But I hypothesize if all these other things do happen, that reactor in that video was not enough. The plasma did not have enough. It was not potent enough, and you didn't have a strong enough electromagnetic field enough to actually prevent the video cameras, memory cards, and stuff, and the video cameras themselves from being wiped. Because another of the claims for a phenomena claimed in the field processor is if you get all these combinations of effects occurring, right, then essentially you would have the strong electromagnetic field of the rod, and if it's strong enough, it would impart counter EMF because of Lenz's law on the two pipes, and that combination would make electromagnetic interference strong enough to wipe credit cards, wipe debit cards, and wipe memory, and then supposedly that imprint on the rod would. You can go to the GEET guys, case you have GEET guys, and you look at what a burned-in reactor rod does. Every time you turn it over, it's going to make the compass, whichever end points upward, the compass is going to point to the north, whatever end, and you turn it over repeatedly, and it keeps flipping. The field that it gives off that makes the compass react to it, and there's no problem. All he's doing is a burned-in rod, reactor rod, and then using a little ball compass. He's not doing any tricks. Every time you turn that fucking thing over, whatever end is pointing up, the field will face up and make the compass point north, and the bottom, the end facing downward, will make the compass point south. I'll show you that clip right here and now.
I'm going to show you the magnetics of the rod. So here is, stay close. No, you need to stay close.
Gosh.
Here is an unrun steel rod. As you can see, the red is always north. So the red is north. We go down here, and the white is south. Now if I flip the rod, I'm going to flip the rod just 180 degrees. So south should be on top, and north should be on the bottom. There we have south on top, and we have north on bottom. This is an unrun rod. Any metal basically has a north and south. Now, this is my first run rod. You can see, same metal, same material, and I'm going to show you exactly what an unrun or run rod will actually do. We have north at the top, we have south at the bottom. I'm going to flip the rod halfway, and we're going to have, look at that, north at the top, it should be south, and we have south at the bottom, which read north. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to flip it. There's no trick to this. North at the top, south at the bottom. Now I'm going to show you, I don't have it complete yet, there's a couple of modifications I have to make. Get real close on this one. You can see the magnetics is moving slightly with the glass. The glass has a little magnetism to it. When you run a little bit of this and with your rod and with your reactor, it reatomizes what you are burning and aligns it with the earth.
See that? That in that baby blue ring, bright baby blue light ring around that reactor rod inside that vertical unit by Serve All One. That shit should be looked into. Technically, a non-thermal plasma forming because of certain electrostatic discharging conditions in an environment like that, and then using heat exchange under a high vacuum to make wind-like forces, that kind of stuff can engender such scenarios, although it's trickier, much trickier. All kind of factors can fuck with that. It is technically possible. That's why I advocate, if you're going to look into this, look at the triboelectric table, look at these charts, look at these other things that you can do at the vapor making side and all this other shit, right? And you can look at that and see if my suggestions could be incorrect or whatever have you. So, we can get cracking on this, get to it, and get this shit investigated. This is why these are the reasons why I'm doing this. And even if you don't get these plasma effects recreated exactly, you still got a heat exchanger fucking fuel reformer under a vacuum that can break alcohol vapors down, which is fucking awesome. I would only advocate putting this on like your yard equipment or stationary engines in the meantime until you get good at this. And then if this, in the shittiest that this gets, you can use this as a supplement to make an extremely lean homogeneous charge that's too lean to detonate upon compression, and allow your gasoline to be injected at the right timing and preheat the gasoline and do stuff like that, you know. And you can allow that kind of stuff to accelerate the combustion and act as a co-catalyst in a dual fuel setting, but still act as a catalyst to engender stronger, faster combustion at a shorter time. Because remember, like I said in that video addressing Scotty Kilmer's mileage claims, that you take that a combustion flame is finished, it's finished and is snuffed out, you know, it's come to an end and is burned completely out either by 18 degrees after top dead center or 20 degrees after top dead center. Anywhere between those two timings is the best. That keeps you from forming a lot of emissions, so your emissions equipment has less to deal with and would last longer. So I'm bringing these particular points up. This is the worst of the GEET. You're still getting a useful thing out of it at the shittiest. And this is the kind of shit you could still do with it and drastically improve your fucking mileage. You could do an ethanol ethanol engine with a carburetor and the carburetor enhancer system or electronic one, if you want to go that far, and then pair it with a MAF or a MAP sensor enhancer circuit to a manifold air pressure sensor, or or a mass airflow sensor, or if you got a car that has both, test which one does best with this enhancer circuit and use it with the best one of the two sensors that it works best with, and then combine this and then make your mileage go up higher, because hydrogen and carbon monoxide combination in extremely lean ratios with the ethanol that's going to vaporize and control that and allow it all to combust completely and more fast and prevent detonation, because it all balances itself. They balance each other out. This is at the shittiest when you don't have any plasma, you just have a fuel reformer effect going. You could still do a lot with this. But I would like to see this shit investigated. And by the way, you can go on the GEET International website, pay $250 for the GEET Student Basic Package, and that thing has all kind of shit. You can even build a fucking furnace with this stuff. You can build a furnace out of it. And this package was given to people when it was given by Pantone in classes for $5,000 a piece. To me, I think David Pantone's a little fucking generous. That's just me, though. So there's a lot of opportunity here to look into. There's some shit to look into. I'm trying to get your attention, get you interested at least a little. And you can cross-reference that stuff if you do make the purchase and do get all those files. You can absolutely do the stuff, and you can cross-reference it with my little piece-together editing of the free Internet Plans PDF that I'm going to update and take care of and put on the mymega.nz link as well. So anyway, thank you for listening. It's been a great one. I hope you watch this, and I hope you've paid damn good attention. Take care, and I'll see you later.